Hi everyone, and welcome. Today we're talking about registration for next fall classes and other details pertaining to your second year courses. Write down your questions as we go and send me an email later or schedule an appointment if you need help. To get started with planning your fall classes, the first thing you'll need are your flowchart from orientation week and your online degree audit report, which you can run in Bandwidth. I also recommend planning for both fall and spring semesters together so you can avoid any potential time conflicts, but that should be rare. The spring schedule for next spring will be available by the time registration for fall opens. Registration for fall classes begins March 14th and follows the registration priority schedule. Freshmen will register approximately March 28th through 30th. Your registration date is based on the number of credits you have completed, not including what you're currently taking. It does include any AP or transfer credits that you have on your MTU record and everything you completed last semester. So students who completed 14 credits last semester, including any AP and transfer credits, would register March 30th starting at 10 p.m. Students with 16 or more, March 29th, and so on. The registration for summer classes at Michigan Tech is now open, so you can check the summer schedule and register if you want to. Summer Track A classes begin May 10th, and Track B classes begin June 28th. I'll show you some places that are really handy for preparing for your planning your fall classes. The undergraduate advising pages have all kinds of links. The course wait list will be here when it's available. If you need your flow chart, you can click on the electrical engineering advising page. Here are the 8 semester flow charts starting in Calculus 1. And then even a flow charts with a concentration are listed here. Students who started in a pre-calculus or MA 1120 would use this flow chart right here, the pre-calculus flow chart. Also under quick links, you have access to general education, prepare for registration, which I will show you. That's very handy. The course descriptions, the approval and waiver form, which might be needed at registration times. There's also a link to the ITC Learning Center and how to join the enterprise and a lot of other information. Prepare for registration. So this is on the registrar's website. It's got pretty much everything you need to get ready for registration, including registration forms, the approval waiver form you can get here, the first year student permission to add and drop. This will be needed only if you want to drop a class from the current spring semester. You don't need it for scheduling your next year's classes, and you will not need that form again after first year. The general education requirements are here. Here are the core and Haas list. This tells you exactly what classes are on each list. You basically take one class from each list. In second year, typically a student will take a critical and creative thinking and a social responsibility and ethical reasoning course. And one more. The schedule of classes is really cool. I'm going to show you that through here. The schedule of classes, if you want to see what's offered in the fall, let's say you're looking for a critical and creative thinking course, there's an art class on there. If you go down to the attribute type and scroll down and highlight critical and creative thinking core, and then hit the class search after highlighting a subject too, you'll get all of the art classes that are offered in fall that are valid critical and creative thinking courses. So that's a really cool search feature. There were a lot of humanities classes on there. Highlight humanities, critical and creative thinking. I believe it's still highlighted. Class search. There are the humanities classes offered in fall that are on the critical and creative thinking list. So there are a lot of seats for next year, it looks like. So that is good. So definitely use the attribute type when you're searching for types of classes on the schedule. What is next? The approval waiver form. So this is also on the Prepare for Registration website and a link on the advising page. This is a form you will need if you get some type of a registration error that needs permission. Registering an enterprise typically takes a special approval waiver signed by the enterprise advisor, who is the instructor listed on the schedule of classes. If you're trying to get into a full class in another department, that would be a capacity waiver. In most cases, this waiver goes to the instructor for signature and then to take the completed form to the registrar's office. Course descriptions. So undergraduate course descriptions, this is where you can look up course definitions. Let's check out CS 1111 in the computer science department, courses that start with CS. And there is CS 1111, a course that you're going to schedule for fall. You can see a brief description. It is 3 credits. It has a lab section, 2 hours in the 3rd position there. It is offered only in fall semesters, so don't postpone this class to next spring. And then if there were any prerequisites or course restrictions, class restrictions, that would be here. So course descriptions, registration forms. Sorry, I keep we already went through that one, but remember, this is where you're going to find any registration forms that you might need along the way. Something new, the Visual and Performing Arts Department has eliminated their course prefix of FA for fine arts, and they added 4 new ones to replace it for art, music, theater, and sound courses. So you will not see FA courses on the most recent general education list or out there on the schedule of classes. Use your flow chart to check off courses you completed and are completing this semester. Circle the next set of classes following prerequisite order. EE majors take linear algebra and differential equations before taking multivariable calculus due to the tight prerequisite chain. Keep in mind that differential equations must be completed before taking Circuits 2, EE 2112. Circuits 2 is a prerequisite to many 3rd and 4th year ECE courses. So it's like a gateway from 2nd into 3rd year. It's okay to postpone that one semester if you need to for the math chain. You can still manage to graduate in 4 years if you postpone Circuits 2 to the fall of 3rd year, but try not to do that if you can finish your math over summer. Okay. Take CS 1111, Introduction to Programming in the Fall, which I already mentioned. It is not offered next spring. It's a fall only class, but it also happens to be available this summer in Track A and begins May 10th if you're interested. If you're scheduling a general education course, which are the green pluses along the bottom, make sure you check in your degree audit report to see which list you yet need to fulfill. If you completed a Critical and Creative Thinking core course and a Social Responsibility core course, or cannot find a seat, you may take a Haas course. You may schedule a co-curricular course if you find one you like that fits your schedule. And notice that there are 18 credits planned in next spring, semester 4. To avoid that, you might consider taking a class over summer. This slide shows sample schedules based on which math course you're taking in fall. If you're having trouble choosing classes, this gives you a good plan to start with. Contact me if you need help getting a full schedule and staying on track. Not everybody follows the flow chart exactly. If you are completing MA 1121 Calc 1 this year, I recommend taking Calc 2 over the summer at your community college or at Michigan Tech if you have time. If you did not take Global Issues or Composition yet, you will not be able to register for it right away and need to wait until right before classes begin. Or you could take that in summer. So they're reserving seats for the incoming freshmen. If you're not ready for the accelerated math, you might take MA 2320, the normal paced linear algebra in the fall, and then the normal paced differential equations in spring, MA 3520. If you are interested in a computer science minor, a double major with computer engineering, or just want additional programming skills besides CS 1111, then you should take CS 1121 instead of CS 1111. That's Introduction to Programming in Java. At the bottom of this slide are ideas of courses you could add if you need more credits. When scheduling accelerated linear algebra, MA 2321, and differential equations, MA 3521, use 2 CRNs, that's course registration numbers, one for each. Otherwise, you'll get a link error. You cannot register for one without the other. Accelerated linear algebra is taken in the first half of the semester, track A, 4 days a week, and then accelerated differential equations in track B, 4 days a week. Schedule at least 14 credits in the semester that you take accelerated linear algebra and differential equations. This is a safety net for financial aid in case you need to drop linear algebra, then DiffyQ would need to be dropped also. So at least 14 credits. If you are not ready for the accelerated pace, take MA 2320, the normal pace to linear algebra in the fall, and then MA 3520 in the spring. Another option would be to take linear algebra in the summer and then DiffyQ at the normal pace in the fall to stay on track. But see me if you need help with planning that. I mentioned this 2 slides ago, but I added this slide to help you make a decision on which programming course is best for you. Read this again on your own and contact me if you have questions. If you get a link error when trying to register, that means you are missing a co-requisite such as a lab section. I'm using CS 1111 as an example. Register in section R01, which is the lecture or recitation section, and choose any lab section that fits your schedule and has seats open. Key in both CRNs to register successfully. And if you need a waiver form, this slide has the instructions. Fill in all the information like we talked about before. Obtain the instructor signature and date, and email or take the form to the registrar's office. Liz and I can take waivers for enterprise registration. If a class is full, you can watch often for someone to drop until classes begin, so you have all summer to watch, or try a different section and rearrange your schedule to fit it in. For EE classes, we will have a wait list on the ECE advising page during and after registration days. For full courses outside of our department, contact the course instructor if you wish to request an overfill. You might be considering joining an enterprise, which is optional for the second year. You can see all the enterprises on the enterprise team's website here. You can click one on and see a little bit about it, who are the faculty advisors, and you can click on their website and you might be able to figure out what they're all about and see what types of projects they are working on. Enterprise for the second year is optional. We host 4 enterprises in the ECE department: Blue Marble Security, Robotic Systems, Wireless Communication, and IT Oxygen. The key to using enterprise project work towards your engineering design requirements part of the degree is to be on a project where you will apply your electrical engineering skills and knowledge, at least on a project in the junior and senior years. If you want to join an enterprise next fall, register in ENT 2950 if you have 6 semesters remaining until graduation. This registration guide, this is a chart that tells you which enterprise course number to use based on how many semesters you have remaining until graduation. The highlighted in purple are the 4 semesters that are required for the engineering design requirements part of the degree. All enterprises use the same course number, but each with a unique section number. The instructor is listed in the schedule of classes, and that is who you would seek approval with the waiver form. And here's a link to the schedule of classes if you need it. You might be interested in taking a class during summer, either at Tech or at your community college, to get caught up or get ahead or help lighten a future semester's credit load. This slide gives you suggestions of courses to look for. If you're taking a general education class, be careful to choose a class you yet need on your degree audit report. And don't take too many lower level Haas courses. You get a maximum of 6 credits of lower level Haas and need at least 6 credits of upper level Haas. If you're taking a class in summer that is a prerequisite for a class, you need to register in fall. Send an email to the transfer office to let them know the class and the college. They will enter a temporary in-process record so that you can register for the fall class. Example, if you take Calc 2 in summer elsewhere, you will not be able to schedule Circuits 1, EE 2111, or differential equations until you've notified the transfer office. If you're taking it at Tech, that's okay. The system will know about it once you're registered. Track B courses start this week, so if you schedule the Track B PE course, do not forget to start attending. You can add a Track B course until a Thursday of this week using the the first year student permission form. 3 missed PE courses is an automatic failure, so don't skip them. You can drop a Track B PE course with a W grade through April 9th. Do not drop a Track B PE course, however, if you are registered in exactly 12 credits, and that would put you below 12. Other courses, full semester courses, may be dropped, and you can go below 12, but not a Track B course that might affect financial aid. If you decide to drop a course from your current classes this semester, use the first year permission form and obtain the instructor's signature and then my signature. Your midterm grades are available in BandWeb. A grade of satisfactory or SA is assigned for C and higher grades. A grade of unsatisfactory, UN, is assigned for grades that are lower than C at this point in the semester. If you have questions about a midterm grade, ask your instructor. Students with 2 or more unsatisfactory grades will meet with me or someone in the Success Center. The course drop deadline for the current semester is Friday, March 26th before 5 p.m. If that deadline changes, we will email the list, so watch for emails from ECE Advise and or JM Borough. They are considering extending the deadline for the current semester. If you're considering repeating a course, be familiar with the course repeat rules on the registrar's website. Courses with a grade of CD or lower and courses from COVID semesters, spring and fall of 20, may be repeated for a higher grade. Students have a maximum of 3 attempts to pass a class, and a W grade does not count toward the 3 attempts. Permission would be required for a 3rd and final attempt. If you repeat a class, take it very seriously. Attend all classes and do the homework starting from scratch. You'll learn it much better that way. Here is information on ECE's ITC Learning Center. We are holding Zoom hours for the spring of 21 semester. If you need help with Circuits 1 and 2 or Digital Logic next year, this is a place to go in addition to getting help from your instructor during their office hours. This slide has a link to the list of all the learning centers, which is located on the Success Center website. And I highly recommend weekly appointments at the Math Learning Center if you'd like. And you may get help with writing and communication assignments for any of your classes through the Multi-Literacy Center. Here are some good links to explore if you're interested. Take time to look through these on your own. During the registration weeks, I will have Zoom advising hours and also walk-in hours at my office in Burke 131, probably in the afternoons. There could be a waiting line at times. If you have a registration problem on your night to register, see me the next morning or send me an email, and let's take care of that as soon as possible. These slides will be available on the ECE advising page. And that is it.